another hot day in Taiwan. And again, if you see this tree, that you would know.
I'm gonna walk on the opposite side. There's no shade here.
Yeah, that's how hot it is. Silver arrow. Yeah, take note on that.
If you don't know, 银剑, which means silver arrow in Mandarin Chinese, is phonetically identical to 银剑, which means promiscuous. So it's literally promiscuous bread.
Yep.
Think about that.
So right now we're on our way to the Pentagon House Service Center from VFC, and today we're checking out something brand new. The KSC, what's that called again? KS1 L403. That's the brand new AR system that we're gonna take a look at. And also they have their brand new Glock Gen 5 series on the way. So really excited to see what they can offer. And oh yeah, by the way, another new thing is that they update the interior of the service center. So yeah, definitely want to check that out. So let's go. Hey, hello.
So this L403 has gone through some major internals upgrade. So let's go ahead and get a feel for the rifle. Very snappy. Nice. Do another run.
All right, so now it's my turn to test it out. So far, the bolt looks very smooth. The trigger reset itself, it feels nice too. Now the mag is a bit cold, but let's see how it goes. Okay, gun is hot. Wow. To be honest, I think the kick, it feels different to the V3 version. Quite different.
Okay, so now finally we have the chance to try the much anticipated Glock 17 Gen 5 MOS by VFC, and MOS of course being the modular optics system. So this is something I've personally been anticipating for a very long time. So let's go ahead and see how it shoots.
Now remember when I talk about the gas efficiency part on the Glock, now it's time to test it out. Ready? Let's go. Actually not bad. I would need to say, yeah, because the air volume inside the nozzle is slightly smaller, so I can definitely feel that when it comes to kick, it's kicks slightly softer in comparison to the non-most version. And but besides that, I think overall the travel and the way it functions, still pretty snappy. Now while Louis is busy like doing live stuff, take a look right at the back. Now, let's talk about guns. So yeah, I'm really excited to see the internals of the L403A1. And right here, they got all the new parts listed. So you know what, let's get a closer look on what the internal looks like. So you guys must be asking like, what are the new internals? Well, the fire control group, since the VFC V3 system, it's already very stable. I would say that the lower system remains the same, just the good old V3 models. However, this one, they've added the bolt release right here. So it's ambidextrous. And also the fire selector switch, it's ambidextrous as well. So nothing new here. However, what's new is actually the bolt, the hop up, and also the way they put the rail together. So they try to make this one as real as possible, in which in order to put the rail on, they actually need this gigantic, would you call this screwdriver? It's actually, yeah, this tool that's made out of steel. You know, if you got in a fight that you happen to have this tool right next to you, you can keep yourself pretty safe. But yeah, the way you loosen it is you tuck it all the way in, and then you can loosen it. And then it also comes with this rod where you can, you know, do all the twisting and that. So yeah, that's the rail. However, when it comes to the barrel itself, they try to make this one look as real as possible. And for the real one, it's got those heavyweight barrels. However, for those really thick barrels, in reality, it's gonna be really heavy. And so they also turned it into this way. So now, right now, this is CNC aluminum barrel, outer barrel, which is actually pretty damn light. And I'm really glad that VFC finally did an update to their two-piece barrel. Now it's one piece. So that's really good news. So now let's take a look at the one of the part that got me the most excited. It's actually the hop-up chamber itself. Sadly, the Magnus Pro won't be able to fit inside since the sizing is quite different. However, they've got some pretty cool innovation to it. So instead of using a lever or anything, this one has actually got a TDC ring that adjusts it. And then there's a little screw right here, and it comes with a proprietary tool in which once you tuck it in like this, you can spin this lever right here, and it's got some really nice click to it. Very sweet. And so another innovation to this system right here is that now I'm gonna take the gun apart and show you what's inside. All right, let's take a look. Let's get a closer look. There are two tiny screws right here. That's the thing that holds the entire chamber. So if you wanna change your barrel or change your hop-off bucking or anything like that, loosen the two screws, and it allows you to pull the entire chamber right out of the gun, which I think is pretty innovative and then quite convenient as well. Let's take a look at the bolt. I think when it comes to manufacturing the bolt, I think you guys probably run into a situation where the super glue technique from VFC is just too hardcore, that you have to heat up the entire thing and try to get rid of the screw, and then nothing works. So VFC actually heard that. Now, in order to remove the nozzle inside, as you can see that this nozzle it's pretty smooth. However, if you want to remove the nozzle, all you need to do is just remove the E-clip right here, take it out, and hold the nozzle and turn it. Whoa, the nozzle actually turns. So once you turn it to the right angle, you can remove the blocker. Now with the blocker gun, you can just pull the entire nozzle away. I like the design. I gotta say, I like the design. And if you want to put it back, just simply turn it to the angle where it came from, tuck it in, and then push this back. And now this back, the stopper is back. So this way, it actually allows you not to remove the two screws on the top, and making the entire process extremely easy. I think it's very, very nice. And the whole thing is made of steel. And as you can see that back to the range, that when we test fire the gun, the gas efficiency is pretty good, and also the kick itself is pretty strong too. So I would say very, very nice design out of VFC. And then this is the kind of innovation that we want to see out of this market. I think now the last thing to talk about would be the other accessories, such as the suppressor itself. Once you put it into a right position, all you need to do is just spin it. Oh yeah. Yeah, the click is so nice. And this is sold separately though. If you want this suppressor, you probably have to spend some extra bucks on it. But it really gives that complete look to your gun. And also, it comes with the VFC's Gen 4 magazine. The Gen 4 magazine, they did some update to this part. So no more magazine up and down issues when it comes to manufacturing. Now all the mags are gonna give you the same performance. So right out of the box, I think this is one complete package, and I really look forward to the sample gun. If we got it, we're gonna test it out. Stay tuned, guys. Now this is VFC's brand new Gen 5 MOS Glock. Well, to take a quick look, basically the lower portion of the gun, everything looks exactly the same like the old ones. The fire control group, the rail, everything is the same. And they also incorporated the good old the guide rail hop-up adjustment. And so pretty much this is the same, this is the same, this is the same. The only thing different is actually the air nozzle itself, because they actually need some extra room for the MOS plate, where you can mount your red dot and all that. And also it comes with 4 different plates as well, so you can choose specifically the kind of red dot that you want. And the only part I'm a little worried about is actually how small the air nozzle is, the housing itself, because they need that extra room. So now this thing is much shorter, and also they all made the size slightly small. But with that said, let's just test it out, see how it feels like. Now this one, it's got a Trijicon red dot on it. Now the gun is hot. Let's see how it feels. Still pretty snappy. It seems like, despite the fact that yes, the nozzle is very small, but the gas efficiency itself, and also the recoil is still very snappy. So I would say that's not the problem. Stay tuned. Now we got the fat boy Aimpoint Acro. Look at how big this dot is. Let's test it out. See how many rounds it lasts. Now, Pentagon House 2.0. Let's check it out. All right, the first impression, it's definitely wider in comparison to the previous one, and also they got a fridge right here with drinks inside. So you can just buy your own drink and then just find your place, sit down and chill. Look at those folks here, and they got a sofa. So if you got a girlfriend or anyone like that, have a seat right over there. Another thing that I wanna showcase is the original range. It's actually I have to say it was slightly disorganized. However, with this one right here, now it looks more organized, and then also they got a small target there, despite the fact that it's not very far. But this section right here feels really nice. You got the ear pros and also the eye protections as well. So everything here, you can get your gun set up, load the BBs, load the gas, and then do the testing. They also do have the IDPA casing for different guns, so you can check to see if your gun is capable of attending to different types of race. And target paper here, so do lots of different cool shit with your stuff. And lots of magazines right there, so if you got different VFC systems, you can still test it here. That's the cool part. This is the cashier part, you see, and then you can kind of hand your gun here, and then they will take it, and then they got the storage inside, so that way you can get your gun fixed or turn into stuff like that, which I think that looks great. Check it out. Now, this is also another part. I think that it looks extremely professional. It's actually the front counter for pistols. So again, you can kind of just lay here and then check out some new guns, talk to the people. The folks from the service center can also hand you the guns to give you something new to try. Okay. Last but not the least, let's take a look here. They also turned this area. They removed the Jeep. So now this is actually a workstation where if you need some very quick fix on your gun, you can just turn it in here and they can fix it for you. And as well, they also do some custom jobs for people. As you can see, that this one is something that caught my attention. It's the MPX with the super long carbon outer barrel. This thing is super light. It's like a pistol. Overall, they turned this space into something very cozy, and once again, this is the kind of place where you can hang out with your friend once you are done with work. Just come here, sit on the sofa, sit on the table, tune your guns, do some shootings. Let's call it a night. All right, I think that's it for the episode, so stay tuned and we'll see you very soon.
So as you guys know, our crew just got back from the Philippines where we shot a lot of real firearms. And I think a lot of us are going through that recoil withdrawal right now. And I think I just got my fix with the L403. You can definitely feel the weight of that. Like we mentioned earlier, this rifle comes with a steel bolt carrier from the factory. And you can definitely feel the weight of that carrier shooting into your shoulder as you fire the gun. And it's a very pleasant feeling.
Welcome to the IBSC Action Air 2 World Shoot 2020.